All right, guys, we have a trade. It's not the Giannis trade, and maybe I'm going to end up doing another video 4 seconds after this one gets uploaded. If I sound any different, I'm using a new mic. Also, there's a sponsor in this one. So, Julius Randle to the Nets, Nick Claxton to the Bulls. The Bulls, they came out of nowhere and got themselves a center. The Wolves and Nets are exchanging one late first rounder becomes an early second rounder, and yeah, I mean, 3-team deal with the Bulls coming out of nowhere. But we start with Randle and the Wolves. So this does open up financial stuff for them, but man, we all know that Randle wasn't that good in the playoffs, and we were all thinking, well, the Wolves are good, but they're behind the Thunder and the Spurs, and to give yourself the flexibility and assets to build this team out to hopefully compete with those teams one day, some changes might have to happen, and they just dumped him to the Nets. That was it pretty much. And they do open up, I believe, the mid-level exception. It makes it easier to sign Ayo Dosunmu back, and John Krasinski, who knows everything about the Wolves, says that they now have Naz Reid as the starting 4 in mind. It does also open up the possibilities of more like Jaden at the 4 lineups. I mean, Dante's out for a while here, and we'll see if he's on the team next season, but depending on what other moves the Wolves might make, that also opens up that possibility more as well. I mean, that option was always there, but it's easier to get there with Randle not on the team. You know, you take one front court guy away. Then you do still lose some size, and depending on a stretch of the regular season, Randle could just get you through a game that isn't going too well. You know, Ant's not playing or Ant's not shooting well, and Randle just goes crazy. But we know the ups and downs of Julius Randle, who didn't have that much time left in his contract, by the way. But yeah, this feels like a step one to other moves happening this offseason for the Wolves. I mean, if they end up making some sort of a splash deal to get a guard, we'll see. Would also ask more of Jaden as a scorer, him, Naz, and Ayo as well. But in the case of Naz, obviously more of a quick trigger from 3 than Randle. Not as much of dribbling the air out of it 15 feet from the basket or so, which depending on the night was valuable. Of course, Naz can still put the ball on the floor, but it's a little more of driving off the catch, quick decisions from the 3-point line, whereas with Randle, you know, again, it was a little more of idling with the ball. It is just wild that they just straight up dumped him, though. Before we get back to it, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. So I've been watching the World Cup on Telemundo, and it's been great. I don't know what they're saying most of the time, but the energy is amazing. Messi is the GOAT. USA might actually be good. The memes have been great too. Watching fans of South Korea and Mexico celebrating together is great. That one tweet with the dog has gone viral like 6 times. Anyway, if I wanted to go to a World Cup game or any sporting event or concert or festival or many things, then I would use SeatGeek as I have before, and it's always been good. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are over 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek. SeatGeek rates deals on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and you can use my code FunkyDiabetic10 for 10% off your next order at SeatGeek. Click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account. One more time, FunkyDiabetic10, 10% off, SeatGeek. As I'm recording this, Messi just missed a penalty kick. They probably still win the game. I'm not going to go back and change this. I mean, you would have thought maybe they could have got somebody else back, but I mean, you did just make the depth a little bit thinner. You know, Jaden can do more work off the dribble. There have been some Gobert rumors. It feels like a step one to more things for the Wolves. But yeah, if you want to backtrack the Randle for Cat trade now, Knicks just won the finals, and now Julius Randle, he's in Brooklyn. He's back in New York. So okay, man. And now Randle goes to the Nets. Where is he going to be taking shots with MPJ? Are they both going to be on the Nets next season? Those two, and then whatever guard they most likely pick at number 6 today. I mean, it's technically tomorrow, but probably today as you hear this. I mean, the Clippers are going to get one of the guards, but whether it's, you know, Wagler, who's a little taller than the other guys, and Crafty, or Flemings, who's a speed demon, or Acuff, if you believe you can build the defense around him because the scoring upside with him is crazy, or Michael Brown, who's going to take a whole lot of threes off the dribble and make a whole bunch of nice passes and hopefully keep the turnovers down. Like, there's a lot of choices around there, and I don't think they should be too caught up on how much does this guy fit with Julius Randle. Like, I don't even know if Randle's going to be on the team in 2 years from now. But in the short term, it'd be like, man, this is like 2 dudes, 2 vets who just really want to get their shots up in MPJ and Randle. To be nice to MPJ, he was pretty lights out last season. In a vacuum, would you rather have Julius Randle or Nick Claxton on your team? I mean, if we're talking a few years ago, all defense, 70% field goal percentage Nick Claxton versus the peak of Julius Randle where he's making all those difficult shots. I mean, that version of Julius Randle can drop like 30 on any given night. I don't know. They improved a little bit in the draft. Money-wise, going from Claxton to Randle, it increases the Nets' money a little bit. Anyway, for the Bulls getting Nick Claxton, I mean, the Bulls needed a center, and unless you wanted to imagine them giving a crazy offer to like a Walker Kessler or a Jalen Duren in restricted free agency, this was probably about one of the better realistic options you could find, just a good center, just basically falling into your lap. And I mean, they haven't selected Caleb Wilson at the time of me doing this, but they're going to pick Caleb Wilson, right? We all believe that. And so that front court, I mean, it's athletic. Caleb Wilson's got to get caught up with like defensive IQ stuff. Like his physical tools are there for him to be a special defensive player. And he also just plays very hard. He's long, athletic, all that stuff. But the IQ's got to get there. But with Claxton, he's just a good center. Sure, he's thin depending on the matchup. He might get kind of pushed around a bit. But for the most part, whether it's switchability, protecting the basket, you could do a lot worse than Claxton. And the Bulls really, really needed a center. Now there's not much shooting out of that front court. I mean, with Caleb, we're going to see where the jumper is right away. To be clear, there is some mid-range stuff already with Caleb, but the three ball's the big question. There's other things with him on offense. Like the guy's going to be a constant scoring, dunking, cutting, put back, transition threat. And he's got some post-up and face-up juice already, and we'll see specifically versus matchups. I don't want to spoil everything I'm going to say about Caleb when the Bulls draft him in a day from now, but assuming the three ball for him is what we think it'll be right away, like, yeah, that's not a lot of shooting out of that front court. You do have Jalen Smith for some shooting, but yeah, I would assume Claxton starts, and Claxton will just make the Bulls more serious, gives Josh Giddey a real pick and roll partner, and Buzelis as well. I mean, I said this whenever the last time I talked about the Bulls was this previous season. I said at some point the training wheels are going to have to come off for Buzelis, and also Claxton's contract. Like, it's not very long and it's not very expensive, and you got him for pretty much nothing, so hey, why not, man? So that's it. Still waiting on Giannis. We got the draft, of course. That's it for me, guys.